last but not least, we need to reset the change oil light. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all having a fantastic day as always. In today's video, we are back out in the garage for a maintenance video. We are working on the 2024 Dodge Hornet. So we picked this car up a little while back for my daughter for her 16th birthday. Time to do some maintenance on it. So if you followed along with any other videos on the channel, we try to do all our own maintenance here if at all possible. Oil changes, differential fluid changes, all kinds of stuff like that. I've got videos. I'll leave playlists and links down below if you're interested for the other stuff. But today we need to do an oil change and check the coolant in this vehicle. So it's a little bit low. I don't think that's a problem. We're going to get underneath. I have read a few articles about how there can be some coolant leaks on this particular type of vehicle. So we're going to get up underneath it, drop the belly pan, do the oil change, check for any coolant leaks. We've got all the stuff on the bench. I'll show you what we're working with over here, what we're going to put back into it. And yeah, so if you're interested in figuring out how to do your own oil change, save yourself a little bit of money from having to take it somewhere, or if you're just a wrencher like me, do it yourselfer, I'll show you how you can get up under here and have it done in a matter of minutes. So let me show you what we're working with and we'll get to it. But if you're new here, please consider hitting the like button if you found it entertaining or informative whatsoever. If you got any questions, drop them down below. Try to answer everybody's questions if I can. And please subscribe to the channel. Helps us out tremendously. Lets me know what you guys enjoy watching. So anyway, thanks for being here. Let's get to it. So again, first things first, we're working on the 2024 Dodge Hornet today. This thing has the 2.0 liter turbocharged inline 4-cylinder in it. Like I said, the main thing for today is the oil change. We got to get up underneath. We got to drop the belly pan. We should have direct access to the oil pan. Pop the bolt out, take the filter, fill it back up, all that good stuff. We've got our, let's see, here is our engine oil specifications over here. So 5W30, we need to make sure we meet those guidelines there. We've got our oil dipstick to check our level, make sure it's topped off there. We've got our turbo coolant over here on the side, and we have our normal engine coolant over here, which if you can tell, it's pretty much empty. So let's pop the top on this. Of course, it's cooled off some now. Don't do this if it's hot. Yeah. Not seeing a whole lot. It's down in the very bottom of it, so that's a little concerning that where did that go? Hopefully I just need to top it off. I got that in the mail today. I'll show you what we're dealing with there, but yeah, a little concerning that that's empty. So I hope we don't have a major leak somewhere. I don't see anything on the ground or outside or anything like that, so we'll find out shortly when we get underneath. So obviously check your owner's manual and your specs if you're doing this yourself. Checked our manual and we require 5W30, and I always like Mobil 1. I know there's a lot of discussion on different oil types. Is it worth spending the extra money, all that stuff. We put this in here because it's guaranteed, exclamation point or asterisk there, fine print, read it, for 25,000 miles. So the oil change light usually comes on around 10,000 miles in the car. We usually change it with the interval when the light comes on. Most people will argue with you that you need to do it at least every 5,000 miles, but so far on all of our vehicles, knock on wood, we haven't had any trouble with it. There's all these different specifications and requirements and all of that, so we've met the 6A. We're above that, and we have the API SP, and it's got a little number. This MS 13340 is what it calls for in the owner's manual. So we are good to go with that. Nothing special there. And we've got our M1 113A oil filter, and it's also the extended performance Mobil 1. So that's what we're working with. You also need to, if you're looking at this for the coolant portion of it, need to make sure that you have the right MS number for it and specification, because in these newer vehicles especially, I think this is the OAT style antifreeze in here in this vehicle, and you do not want to mix this because it can cause all kinds of issues and cause it to gum up and have sludge all in it. So be very careful and make sure you get the right stuff for your vehicle, or contact the service department, parts department if you need to find out for sure. But anyway, that's what we're dealing with today, so let's go ahead and get to work. Alright, so taking a look at this thing from the front of the car, I'm gonna get my stupid finger out of the way. You've got 4 10mm bolts. You've got one right here, one on the other side over here, and then you've got 2 back here. There's one right there and one on the other side over there. Those are the main bolts that hold this belly pan on, but shame on whoever worked on this car last, because on the sides, you are supposed to have bolts on the sides of this thing that hold it in also. There's 3 on this side and 3 on the other side. Well, you can see we don't have those. So make my job a little quicker, but anyway, I may look in to see what these sizes are, see if I can order those, put those back in, or just find something generic to put in there. Obviously, we haven't missed them so far. So I've just got to take these 4 10mm bolts out, and this thing will drop down and we'll have access to everything we need. And I also went ahead and put this on my race ramps just to have a little bit extra clearance up front, get it off the ground without having to worry about jacking the thing up, supporting it, safety, all that stuff. So I just put them right up on my race ramps, give me a little extra clearance, and we're good to go. And here is our belly pan out from under it. You can see where those 4 10mm bolts went. One there, one over there, and 2 in the back. It has these little catch things on the front that you can put in there. Again, I'm missing the bolts on the side. That's where yours probably are if you're doing this yourself. And then once you've got this all out from under it, there is your oil filter right there, and your drain plug. Let's get the light. Oil filter, drain plug, right there. So we can slide our catch can up under here for our oil and take that plug out, let it drain. We'll get this filter out, get it swapped around and put back together and fill it back up. So I've got the plug out, it's draining the oil. I usually always loosen the cap up here. Oh, it's on pretty tight, just to provide a little bit of extra flow, air and everything, so it can go ahead and drain a little quicker once I've got everything draining good. And so you can see it's pretty much about stopped. It's got a little bit of stream there. And so luckily on this car, the oil filter, get back down here, the oil filter is right beside that drain plug. So I can go ahead and scoot this pan a little closer and go ahead and take this oil filter loose. A lot of times I have to wait and do one at a time because it drips everywhere or whatever, but I can take this oil filter loose and go ahead and get started with the next part. Alright, so we've got our oil filter off. Thankfully it was only hand tight. They didn't crank it down on there. Didn't even have to use the oil filter wrench. We've got our new one here. I don't know how long they've been doing this, or if it's certain models, but make sure you take your plastic off. Probably not going to work too well if you leave that on there. Are you guys the type that fill your oil filter with oil before you put it on the car? Leave me a comment down below if you prefer to fill it up first, or if you just slap it on there and go with it. I always just put it on there. I've never run into any trouble, but I know there's 2 different mentalities when it comes to that. You know, everybody says, oh no, you got to fill it first, but some of them that are on sideways and all that, how would you do that anyway? So this one straight up and down, take this plastic cover off, screw it back on, put our plug in, start filling it up. Alright, we got our plug back in, we got our filter back on, just hand tight, and then another quarter turn to snug it down so we don't have to get the filter wrench back out on the next one. We got our 5 quarts. This one, again, check your manual, make sure it's not anything different. This is the GT. Takes 5 quarts of the 5W30, and so we've got our funnel in there ready to go. It's kind of on an angle, so making sure we don't spill anywhere, and we're going to fill it back up, and then we'll check our dipstick, and we'll be on to checking the coolant next. And with that, we're all done with our oil change. We've got our cap back on, everything's tightened up, good to go. We need to crank it up, let it flow through that oil filter for a little bit, make sure everything's filled up like it's supposed to. Then we'll check our dipstick, make sure it's on the safe level there. For right now, we're fixing to fill this coolant bottle back up to where it's supposed to be. I checked everything underneath, all the hoses and everything that I could get to and see. I don't see a leak anywhere, so I'm going to fill it back up, pull it outside, let it run for a while, see if I see any kind of drips or leaks or any wet spots anywhere whatsoever. But as of right now, I don't see anything. So if you got any thoughts on that, drop those down below too. Let me know what to look out for, watch for. But as of right now, it's just going to fill it up and let it ride, see what happens. But we got to put our belly pan back on and then crank it up, let it all flow through, and we'll be good to go and call this project done. Alright, so we checked our oil dipstick. It's spot on right where it needs to be with the 5 quarts of oil. So last but not least, we need to reset the change oil light. So to do that, we turn the car on, but we don't start it. There's our oil change required. And you're supposed to slowly depress the gas pedal 3 times all the way to the floor within a minute. So 1, 2, 3, and then we turn it back off. And it says in the manual you may have to do it more than once, but let's see what happens if we turn it back on. It's our dash cam going up there, if you're wondering what that is. No change oil message there. Let's fire it up. No change oil message. So I think we're good to go. This one's a little bit different than a lot of them. Usually in the menu system or the Uconnect system or something, you can go in there, hold OK on the Jeeps, the Rams, stuff like that. But since this is a different platform, based off, I think, the Alfa Romeo, you have to use the good old gas pedal trick to get it reset, but it looks like it did it just fine. And guys, with that, we're all done with another maintenance video on the 2024 Dodge Hornet. So if you were ever interested or curious how to change the oil on this or to check your coolant, that's all it takes. The belly pan's the most annoying thing, having to slide up under there, get those bolts out, drop it on your face, and slide it out the way. So other than that, pretty straightforward. Thankfully, the oil filter and the bolt are right there beside each other, so it makes the cleanup and drain and everything really straightforward and easy. Got it all back together, ready to go. Reset the oil change light, and we're good to go. So if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up if it was entertaining or informative. And then if you have any questions or comments about this or anything else we're up to on the channel, drop them down below. Try to answer everybody's comments. Please subscribe to the channel. I'd appreciate it immensely if you'd hang out with us for more videos like this and everything else we're up to. We do maintenance videos, upgrades, mods, performance, racing, travel videos. We'll throw those in from time to time as well. And we do electronics review and unboxing as well. So you're bound to find something else to hang out for. So appreciate you guys always being here. I will catch you in the next one. Bye. So last but not least, we need to reset this check engine. Last but didn't take long at all. Got it all back to